Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, hope you're doing well. Some of you have been asking for some updates on some of the cars that have been on the channel, especially ones that are staying with us long term. Well, today I have got to pull in my high mileage BMW 320d Estate, do a couple of little touching up jobs, and it's also coming up with a fault every now and then, which saying the cruise control has a fault, although the cruise control still works. But it pings up on the dashboard, it's really annoying, it gets in the way, you can't even adjust the volume down while it's on. So yeah, I'm just going to get it inside, do a little touch up things while it's in, we'll plug in the computer and we'll see what's going on. First things first though, we need to give this a wash. My other half has been using it. I don't know if your girlfriend's anything like mine, but if she borrows the car, it comes back A, full of crap, and B, empty of fuel. So yeah, it's filthy, it needs a good clean, especially if we're going to touch up any paintwork. So I'm going to chuck this in the wash bay, we'll give it a quick clean off, we'll get it inside and see what we can't sort out. This is the problem with living with a girl who is into horses and dogs and things. Everything gets absolutely trashed and covered in mud.
So we've now got the BMW in the valeting bay, and we've got a couple little eyesores to sort out. A couple little chips here and there. A few more over the bonnet. A couple more. I mean, they're not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they'll look a little bit better. So, perfect for a BMW. Volvo white. You got cake and didn't tell me, so I got cake. So little tip and a trick for touch-ups. Just get a bit of tape. You kind of want to fold an edge into it and tear that a little bit off, and then it just gives you a finer point than the big old brushes that come with it, if you haven't got small brushes, that is. So that is my point. Now I'm just going to fold it again to act like a quill, so that way it holds some of the paint in there whilst you're doing what you do. And there you have a perfect little touching brush. So I'm going to try with the Volvo white, somewhere not too visible, see how it looks. We have a couple more whites to try. If this is too white or not white enough. He says somewhere not too visible, goes straight to the bonnet. That's too white. Yeah. So, a little bit too white. What else have we got? We got primer white, and we got Ford frozen white. Now I need a little tub to pour some of this out into. And that will do. Just a little bit in the pot. Very similar to the other white I've just had. There's a bit of a trick to doing touch-ins. You kind of want to just build it up, build it up, build it up. You don't want to sit too high with it. Yeah, because when you build it up a little bit too high, the depth of it just disappears. Or I say depth, but it just stands out more than the actual chip did. But what I will do is once it's all set, I'll just go over it with a polisher, try and buff it in the best we can. So to touch up these alloys, there's a little trick without refurbing them properly. A bit of gloss black in a can or a lid, and a couple cotton buds. Cotton buds work pretty well. I mean, it's to take your eye off of it. It doesn't make it perfect, but you want to spray a bit into the lid and just give it a couple minutes. Let it sort of kind of let all the vapors bake off, in a sense, evaporate. And then you can dab a little bit on, just like so, and then just touch where you need to on the alloys. So I will now hit the alloys.
So it's after the weekend now, after Jordan did some of the little touch-up bits that you would have seen. And other than that, I've also ordered a new set of kidney grills because these are flaking and a bit rubbish. They're obviously the original chrome ones and they've been spray painted black over, which never lasts. They're just chipping off. So I think it was only about 20 quid for a set of new gloss black ones. So they're on their way. And in the meantime, I now need to try and figure out what's going on with this cruise control fault. We did have Steph plug it in with our diagnostics, and there were several codes in there, unfortunately. He has cleared them all. I've driven it again and the fault has come back. So we now need to plug in again and find out what's going on. And lucky for us, I've had a very nice new bit of kit sent to us from our friends at TopDon. So this is the Artidiag 600S. It's a super nice looking bit of kit. I'm actually really looking forward to getting this plugged in and seeing what comes up. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's try and figure this out. I haven't read any of the instructions whatsoever, but now that we've plugged it in, we can see that we've got a voltage readout from the battery, which is 12.2, 12.4. So let's go into diagnosis. Let's try an auto search. Whew. So it's scanning for a VIN number now. Boom, there we go. I'm gonna have to try and blur that out. Okay, so then we're in and you've got manually search, so I guess you go through and check the different functions. Let's just see, manually search. Okay, so it could give me the different options of models. If we go back, let's automatically search and see if it comes up with the right car. So F31, that is what it is. 320D, that's exactly what it is. Automatic, right-hand drive, M47 engine. Perfect, so next. We've got health report or system scan. I think if we do a system scan... Okay, so I think I may have done the wrong thing there. Right, so let's do a health report. Well, it gives you a little... tells you how long it's been taking. Okay, so... we've got our results, which are telling us no faults found. I quite like the little display of the car here, and it kind of shows you as it's scanning through, gives you an update of how long that's taking. And then we can do a report. I think I have to go back in the office to get Wi-Fi, see if we can email that to ourselves, because that would be very handy, even with our Autel, which costs probably 6 times as much as this system. We sometimes struggle to print the reports. Let's see if we can do that quickly. So I'm really impressed that we've got our report here that says everything's okay in this particular case, but not only have you got a QR code that you can scan and get the whole report up on your phone and do what you want from there, print with it, you can also email it to yourself, which I've done, to our office email, and now printed it out. So if you were, you know, a mobile mechanic, part-time mechanic, or you just wanted to be able to, you've bought a car and you're doing DIY and you want to be able to print a report and hand it over and say, here are the fault codes. Fault codes? Here are the issues and here's the fault codes to back it up. You can do that. Okay, so we're not really finding any faults with the cruise control issue, and I did run the scan with our Autel as well, just to check, see if anything more came up with that than the TopDon. This is our expensive sort of £1,200–1,400 setup. This is more of a £200 setup. There was a couple of things in some modules. The Autel, I think, probably checks a few more different modules than the TopDon, some very in-depth stuff, which is very handy for our mechanics, but probably would mean nothing to me anyway. So nothing really there. So I think this is going to be a case of some Google research, which I've done a quick little bit, and it seems to be that it's either something to do with the steering wheel or the steering wheel controls that causes a bit of a bad signal, basically, for the cruise control. So, I wonder if I have to change the steering wheel, in which case, do I upgrade the steering wheel? Let's see what we can find. So it looks like for maybe between 250 and 400 quid, we could get the newer shape F31 style steering wheel with the flappy paddles, which I then could have programmed in. So I'm gonna see how things go, see if it improves or not. And once it really drives me crazy, I'll probably end up putting a different steering wheel on. So maybe in a future video, we'll do grills, maybe a steering wheel, and see how we get on with that. Anyway, a bit of a random video, just an update on how the high mileage daily driver is going. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're new here, please do subscribe. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.